In this video, I'm going to show you how to install your own kitchen cabinets. I know not everyone has the budget to hire a contractor out to come do a full kitchen renovation for them. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can turn this into this on a budget. Now, before you get started in your kitchen renovation project, you need to meet with a designer over at Lowe's. They're going to walk you through exactly what measurements you're going to need and detail any obstructions that you should take note of. This is really important so you get the perfect cabinets that are going to fit your space, and they have a good reference to give you the best layout possible for your kitchen. Now, once you have your measurements, you'll meet with your designer again and they'll design your full kitchen. They'll be able to 3D render your kitchen for you so you can see exactly what your kitchen's going to look like. They'll explain different options in your cabinetry, different styles, different colors, and give you a good idea of what's going to work best in your space. For this kitchen, I went with Kraftmade cabinets. These are a shaker style in the color Muted Moss, and I paired it up with a silver linings quartz countertop. If you have any questions on the products or materials I used in this video, I have them all listed in the description. So without further ado, let's get into installing these cabinets. All right, so cabinets were just delivered. As you can see, I'm starting to unpack everything. What I'm doing now is just to make sure I have everything that I ordered. I don't want to get halfway through the install and realize I'm missing a base cabinet. I'm also going to check for any damages on the cabinets themselves, mainly the doors and the face frames. That's what's going to be visible. And then once I have everything inventoried, I've looked everything over, I'm going to start taking off the doors. So when the cabinets are brought into the house, I don't have to worry about scratching those up. Really easy to take off. They just unclip. Super simple. And then after they're installed, we'll reinstall the doors and all the drawers. All right, so I got all the base cabinets in the house. Let's go over what you need in order to get these installed. So first and foremost, you're gonna need some shims. Now, these are gonna be essential for leveling the cabinets and also spacing them from each other and away from the wall. Now, I'm gonna be using a different leveling system, the easy level. I'll show you guys more on that later, but I will also show you how to shim and level everything just with shims. Next is your leveling system. Now, I'm gonna be using a laser level. It makes things a lot quicker, easier, but if you don't have one, you can obviously use a regular level. I would recommend having two different lengths. Something long like this would be perfect, and then a smaller level just to level individual cabinets. Following on from there, I've got some face frame clamps. Now, you don't need these. I will show you how to do them with trigger clamps. But if you have $40 to spend, I would highly recommend using these. They just make things a lot smoother, easier, and you don't have to fight as much with the trigger clamps. Next, we've got our drill. Don't need anything fancy, just something to drill pilot holes and secure the cabinets to the walls. Following that, we have a stud finder. You can obviously sink nails through the wall to try and find your studs, but just having a stud finder makes it a little bit more easy. And lastly, you want to have your plans. Now, when you buy your cabinets, your cabinet designer is going to print these out for you. You want to make sure you have these on hand to reference to make sure you know where your cabinets are going, your proper spacing, and what have you. So the first thing we're going to do is find the high spot of our floors. Now, floors will obviously be perfectly level, but they never are. And the last thing you want to do is start in a low spot. And then by the time you set the cabinet on the high spot, it's going to be higher than the rest of the cabinets you've already set. So the easiest way to do that is just grab your laser level, and we're just going to set this up on a wall. It doesn't matter the height, and we're going to check all around the surrounding areas that our cabinets are going, and we're just going to find the lowest measurement on our tape, and that will be our high spot. So my high spot's right over here. Now all I'm going to do is take the height of the cabinet and add 1/8 of an inch, and I'm going to make that mark right on the wall. That's going to be the baseline for what I base all my cabinets off of. Now all you have to do is align your laser with that mark. So if you don't have a laser level, you can just take your long level, put it up against the wall, get it level, and strike a line underneath, and you're gonna carry that line all the way around on the back side where your cabinets are gonna sit, and then just do the same thing and pull down and get your measurement and find your high spot. So we're gonna start with the corner cabinet. Now, the reason why we're gonna do this is if we start at the end of a run and work towards our corner, if we're off on any of our measurements, we're either gonna have a gap on the wall or we're not gonna be able to fit this corner cabinet in. So always start on your corner, Now, because this corner cabinet is actually sitting on the high spot of the flooring, what I'm gonna do is level this side first. Now, all I'm gonna do is grab a stack of shims, and I'm gonna start by leveling the back and then work my way to the front. If you're not using a laser level, you can obviously use just a regular level. Go ahead and put it on the back side. Check level, shim, adjust it as you need to, and then you can move it over to the other side and adjust that level. So once you have your cabinet leveled, you can't leave your shims just like this because these are gonna sit a little bit higher because they're both beveled. And your follow-on cabinet is gonna sit just a shy bit above this one and you won't be able to level it. So what you're gonna do is just take two shims, one on the thin side, one on the thick side. You're gonna slide that in, thick side in first, and then put the thin side in on top of that and pull them against each other until they're nice and snug. And because they're both beveled, they're gonna counteract, and that's gonna give you a nice little flat surface. Now, I'm gonna do it with these sets, just because I have my leveling feet here. And just like that. You can leave those in, don't have to cut them, that'll be perfectly fine. Now we can go ahead and throw our next cabinet in. And the same thing here, we're just gonna shim under this side of the cabinet until our face frames are touching. Now, ensuring the top of the cabinets are nice and flush, just grab one of your trigger clamps. You're gonna squeeze these two face frames together. You can push and pull them apart until they're nice and flush on the front face. Now just grab your drill bit and you're just gonna drill a pilot hole right on the inside. And you're just gonna take a trim screw and go ahead and sink that in. So this gives us a nice flat surface so we can check to make sure our run is going straight. I'm just gonna grab my level and run a piece of tape right across the top of it. So it looks like I got a gap in the middle. So I gotta pull the back side of the cabinets together. Just gonna use a trigger clamp right on the back here until that gap disappears. Perfect. And then drop a shim right in the middle here. Now with these two cabinets assembled, I'm going to slide it away from the wall about 1/8 of an inch so I can get some shims and then secure this to the wall. Now we're just going to drop some shims right in front of those studs, right until they're nice and snug, and then put our cabinet screws in. Now for this next cabinet, I do have a vent in the way, so I've got to cut out the kick to make way for that vent. Let me show you how to do that, get all your measurements, and we'll get that cut out and set in place. This is a 10 by 3 1/4, so I'll cut a 10 1/4 by 3 1/2, just a 1/4 inch wiggle room on either side. And then I'll pull my measurement from the side. I've got 12 5/8. I'm gonna pull from this side right here and just subtract a 1/2 inch for the reveal of the face frame. So I've got 12 1/8 and then 22 1/4. Got to get under here and put the vent right in that slot. Now with the vent in, I can go ahead and level the cabinet, get the face frames together, and then mount it on the wall. So with the bank of cabinets on the right done, referencing my plans, I know that the range is going to go right here. So I'm going to get this cabinet set pretty much level, and then I'm going to space it from the other cabinet 30 1/8, just so I have a little wiggle room when the range goes in. And because this is a standalone cabinet, I'm going to sink some more screws in the bottom about midway down. So now on this side of the room, we can put these cabinets in. Now this is going to be the sink, a smaller cabinet, and then the dishwasher on the right. So what I'm going to start off by doing is getting my measurements for the drain. I'll get that cut out of the base cabinet, get that slipped over, and then level it off. Because there's not going to be a cabinet in this corner for the refrigerator, I'm just going to pull the measurement according to my layouts and then add a 1/4 inch for the reveal of the face frame. And so now I can just plumb up a line for this measurement, and then I can get my offsets for my pipe and then cut out the cabinet. So now I can just pull my distance from the back wall and then from my line to get center on the pipe. So we've got 3 1/4 and 3 3/8. So now to mark it out, I've got to account for the thickness of the wall panel, which is a 1/2 inch. So instead of 3 1/4, I'm actually going to pull 2 3/4. And then pulling measurement off the back wall, I'm going to add an extra 1/4 inch to the 1/2 inch for a 3/4 difference. So I'm going to have 2 3/4 there as well. Now I also have to drill a hole in the back of the cabinet for the dishwasher line and then an outlet. So I'll just pull over from that first line we marked, 26 1/4. And because we have to level the cabinet, we can't pull level from the bottom, we have to pull from our laser line. So I'll just pull that down, 15 1/4. And then I can just mark that out on the back of the cabinet. So now I'm gonna grab a pilot bit and I can drill this through from the back and then go back in the front with a spade bit and clean it up. If you start with a spade bit from the back, it's gonna blow all that plywood out and you're gonna get a really nasty cut. So now we can just get it picked up and put right on top. So now that the sink cabinet's in, I'm gonna go ahead and level this, get it secured to the wall, put my next cabinet in, and I'll check back in on the end panel for the dishwasher. So just like the sink cabinet, I'm gonna mark out and draw a plumb line. The reveal on the panel is gonna be a little bit different, so make sure you take that into account. I'm just gonna grab some shims opposite of each other, put them on the floor, and then level off this panel. Once the top is nice and level, I'm gonna move the panel over just so it's covering the line. Now I'm just gonna take an 1/8 inch drill bit and drill in at a 45-degree angle right on the edge of the panel. Now I have blocking back there, but if you don't have any blocking or you're not on a stud, you're gonna have to remove the panel and put drywall mollies in and then secure into those. Once the bottom's in, I'm gonna go ahead and drill all the rest of them up and then align the panel to that line. At the top of the panel, you can see it coming away from the wall. These screws will pull it over and take the top out of level. To avoid that, just put a shim right at the top. Now with the back secured, we need to make sure the panel is square with the other cabinets. All you gotta do is pull from your other cabinet, and we're just gonna pull this over until we get 24. Now we can go ahead and sink a couple screws into the floor and hold this in place. So now that all the lowers are in, it's time to get the uppers in. Now, what I'm gonna do right now is go through and mark out all my cabinet locations. What I noticed when I was installing the lowers is the wall's kind of wavy, and that's gonna really show on the uppers. And if there's a slight wobble in those cabinets, the crown's not gonna sit well and it's gonna look bad. So I'm gonna go through, mark everything out, and then shim the wall before I start so everything sits perfectly. I'm gonna mark out 19 1/4. That's gonna give me the height in between my uppers and my lowers. Get my laser set up on there, and all I'm gonna do is get my long level. I'm gonna place it on the wall, and then I'm gonna shim behind it for where my cabinets are gonna be. Now that I have all the bottom shims in, I'm gonna raise the laser about a 1/4 inch and then cut them off at the laser. So once these are all cut, I'm gonna go ahead and mark all my stud locations so I can screw a ledger board onto the wall that's gonna hold the cabinets up as I get them adjusted. On the back of your upper cabinets, you're gonna have these support blocks on the top, middle, and bottom. Now this is where you're gonna run your screws through the back of the cabinet into your studs. This is gonna give a little extra support so you're not relying on the thin 1/4 inch back panel on the cabinet itself. You're gonna wanna put a screw in each corner of the cabinet if your stud placement allows. At a minimum, try and aim for 4 screws on each cabinet. I'm gonna be using 2.5 inch cabinet screws. These go through, give enough bite on that stud to hold the cabinet in place. Another thing to look for before you get your cabinets installed is if there's a reveal from the door to the face frame. Now on these cabinets, I have about a 1/2 inch reveal from the top of the door to the top of the face frame, and they're flush on the bottom. Because you're gonna have the doors off when you go to install these, you wanna verify that all the reveals are the same. Because the cabinet itself looks very similar, you could flip it upside down and not know it and end up installing one where the reveal is actually on the bottom and you'd have to switch the hinges around or move them to accommodate that new reveal. So just verify that they're all facing the right way before you put them up so you don't have to move anything around afterwards. Because we shimmed the bottom of the cabinet, I'm going to start by sinking 2 screws in each of the corner of the bottom. So now that I have 2 loose screws in the bottom of the cabinet, I can go ahead and shim the top of the cabinet and verify level on the face frame on both directions on either wall. Once you verify that your cabinet is plumb and level on both sides, you can go ahead and tighten your screws all the way and cut off all the shims that are exposed. Before I move on to the next cabinet, I'm going to put some pilot holes in the face frame of the corner cabinet so I can screw in from the inside of the corner box and those screws will never be visible. I'm just gonna go ahead and flush up the bottom of the cabinets here, raise this up just a little bit, and then use a trigger clamp on the bottom to tie the 2 face frames together. So now that the face frames on the cabinets are lined up, I'm gonna go ahead and secure the face frames together, just piloting into the next cabinet and screwing from the backside. With the face frames together, I'm just gonna go ahead and sink screws into all 4 corners of this cabinet and then just verify that the face is plumb. Now we're just gonna keep repeating this process for the rest of the cabinets. I appreciate you watching to the end, and hopefully you got some value out of this video and learning how to install cabinets for yourself. I'll also link all the shorts from this kitchen down in the description so you have those to reference as well. Big shout out again to Lowe's for helping with this build and streamlining the process. Until next time, guys.